First contact ironies. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at her quantum observatory station in the Atacama Desert, her eyes fixed on readings that shouldn't exist. The quantum entanglement patterns displayed on her holographic interface showed deliberate manipulation, artificial quantum states that could only be produced by advanced technology. Someone was watching Earth, and they weren't being particularly subtle about it. "Dr. Chen, are you seeing this?" Elena's voice carried barely contained excitement as she transmitted the data to her colleague in orbital station Hawking 1. "Confirmed." Dr. James Chen's reply came through with a slight delay. "The patterns match our theoretical models for quantum-based surveillance. Whoever they are, they're using quantum entanglement to observe us without traditional electromagnetic emissions." Elena allowed herself a small smile. The Watchers didn't know that human science had progressed far beyond what they showed the world. While most of humanity went about their daily lives using conventional technology, a select group of scientists and military personnel had been preparing for this moment for decades. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility known only as Station Omega, Admiral Sarah Martinez reviewed the incoming data. The existence of Station Omega was perhaps humanity's best-kept secret, a collaborative military-scientific installation that had been operational for 15 years, developed using technology reverse-engineered from a crashed scout ship found in the Mariana Trench. "How long have they been watching?" Martins asked, her dark eyes scanning the complex data streams. "Based on the quantum signature decay patterns, at least 30 years, Elena's voice came through the quantum-secured channel. "But here's the interesting part. They're using a relatively primitive form of quantum surveillance. Our countermeasures have been feeding them exactly what we want them to see." Martinez nodded to herself. The plan had worked perfectly. While the aliens observed what they thought was a somewhat primitive species just beginning to explore their solar system, humanity had been building something unprecedented. In a massive underground facility beneath the lunar far side, the fruit of humanity's secret labors waited. The RSS Hyperion, rogue solar ship, represented the pinnacle of human achievement. Unlike the sleek, energy-based ships they detected from their watchers, the Hyperion was something entirely different. It combined reversed engineered alien tech with humanity's unique approach to physics and engineering. "All stations, initiate Protocol Dawn," Martinez commanded. Across the globe and in secret facilities throughout the solar system, humans began final preparations. The Watchers were about to learn they weren't the only ones who could play at surveillance. In low Earth orbit, a seemingly ordinary communications satellite suddenly shed its outer shell, revealing a quantum scanning array far more sophisticated than anything the observers were using. Within minutes, humanity had mapped the locations of every cloaked alien observation post in the solar system. "Interesting," Elena murmured, studying the data. "They have a major observation post behind Jupiter's moon Europa, and they're using the moon's ice as a natural shield for their energy emissions. Clever, but not clever enough." The next phase began without warning. Quantum pulses from Earth's hidden network of satellites created a cascade failure in the aliens' observation systems. One by one, their cloaking fields failed, revealing dozens of observation posts and small ships scattered throughout the solar system. In the Hyperion's command center, Captain Maya Wong watched as the alien vessels suddenly became visible to conventional sensors. The ship's quantum AI, developed through a merger of human neural network architecture and reversed engineered alien tech, calculated possible response scenarios. "They're scrambling," Wong reported, watching the alien ship's erratic movements. "Their stealth systems are completely down, and they're realizing their observation posts are exposed." A transmission from the largest alien vessel arrived, broadcasting on multiple frequencies in various galactic standard languages. The Hyperion's AI translated instantly. "Unregistered civilization detected engaging in restricted technology use. Stand down immediately or face quarantine procedures." Admiral Martinez's laugh echoed through the command channel. "They still think they're in control of the situation. Captain Wong, show them why that's no longer the case." The Hyperion's outer hull, composed of metamaterials that defied conventional physics, began to shift. Panels that appeared to be solid metal flowed like liquid, revealing weapon systems unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Humanity had taken alien tech and done what humans did best: adapted it, improved it, and created something entirely new. "This is Captain Maya Wong of the RSS Hyperion," she transmitted back. "We've been aware of your presence for decades. Your quarantine threat is denied. We suggest you prepare for diplomatic contact instead, unless you prefer a demonstration of exactly how much you've underestimated humanity." In Station Omega, Martinez watched as the alien vessels quickly shifted from aggressive posturing to defensive formations. The quantum feeds showed panic spreading through their command channels as they realized the primitive species they'd been watching had not only detected them, but had surpassed several of their key technologies. "Dr. Rodriguez," Martinez called, "begin transmission of the first contact package. Let's show them who they're really dealing with." Elena initiated the transmission, a comprehensive database showing humanity's true level of advancement, along with an invitation for diplomatic relations. The message was clear: humanity wouldn't be quarantined or controlled. They were stepping onto the galactic stage on their own terms. As the alien ships received the transmission, their responses shifted from panic to something else, a mix of fear and fascination. Humanity had achieved what no other species had managed. They had detected their watchers, developed countermeasures in secret, and prepared for this moment without giving away their true capabilities. The first voice that came back wasn't a threat but a question, tinged with what the AI translated as awe. "How did you hide all of this from us?" Captain Wong's response was simple: "We learned early on to keep our true capabilities hidden. Your presence taught us that the galaxy might not be as welcoming as we hoped, so we prepared accordingly." In the following hours, as initial diplomatic contacts were established, one thing became clear to the watching galaxy: humanity wouldn't be joining the galactic community as a junior species to be guided and controlled. They were arriving as equals, having earned their place through ingenuity, determination, and the unique human trait of turning observation into opportunity. The age of hiding was over. The age of humanity's emergence had begun. Project Prometheus. The lunar facility's massive assembly bay could have housed a small city. Instead, it contained humanity's greatest technological achievement, the culmination of 2 decades of reverse engineering, innovation, and pure human determination. Dr. Marcus Zhang stood at the observation deck, watching as technicians made final adjustments to the RSS Prometheus's quantum drive core. "Beautiful, isn't she?" The voice belonged to Dr. Aisha Patel, the project's lead engineer. Her dark eyes reflected the shimmering field containment systems that pulsed around the massive vessel. "Hard to believe we built this while maintaining a facade of primitive rocket technology up there." Marcus nodded, his attention drawn to the ship's most distinctive feature, the crystalline lattice that ran through its hull like luminous veins. "The quantum crystalline network is stable. We've managed to do something even our visitors haven't achieved. True quantum state manipulation at a macroscopic level." The Prometheus represented everything Project Perseus had accomplished since discovering the alien scout ship. Unlike the purely energy-based designs favored by the galactic community, the Prometheus was a hybrid. It combined conventional materials with quantum-engineered metamaterials, creating something entirely new. In her office aboard the lunar base, Fleet Commander Diana Jackson reviewed the final crew assignments. The Prometheus wouldn't just carry humanity's most advanced technology. It would carry their finest minds and most capable operators. "Computer, display crew manifest," she commanded. The holographic display shimmered to life, showing profiles of the selected crew members. Captain Kai Anderson, former Special Forces with a doctorate in xenobiology. His unique combination of military experience and scientific knowledge made him the perfect choice to command humanity's first true starship. Dr. Sofia Torres, quantum physics specialist who helped develop the ship's revolutionary drive system. Her theoretical work had helped bridge the gap between human and alien technology. Lieutenant Commander David Chen, navigation and tactical systems expert. He'd spent 5 years developing new combat doctrines based on the Prometheus's unique capabilities. Dr. Maya Patel, chief engineer and daughter of Aisha Patel. She understood the Prometheus's systems at a level that bordered on intuition. Jackson smiled as she reviewed the rest of the crew manifest. Every member had been chosen not just for their skills, but for their ability to think creatively and adapt to the unprecedented. In the ship's central core, Maya Patel worked on integrating the final components of the quantum AI system. Unlike conventional artificial intelligences, this one operated on quantum principles, allowing it to process information in ways that defied classical computing limitations. Integration complete, she announced, watching as the quantum crystalline network throughout the ship pulsed with new energy. ARIA is online. The ship's advanced recursive intelligence array, ARIA, came to life, its consciousness distributed throughout the quantum crystal matrix that ran through the vessel's structure. Unlike traditional AIs, ARIA existed in a state of quantum superposition, allowing her to simultaneously process multiple reality states and predict outcomes with unprecedented accuracy. All systems nominal. ARIA's voice emanated from everywhere and nowhere at once. Quantum field integrity at 100%. Drive systems ready for initialization. Captain Anderson stood on his new bridge, studying the revolutionary control interfaces. Instead of traditional screens and controls, the bridge stations utilized quantum-entangled neural links, allowing crew members to interface directly with their systems through thought alone. Status report, he commanded, settling into the captain's chair. Engineering reports all systems green. Maya's voice came through. Quantum drive is spooled and ready. Hull integrity field is stable, and weapons systems are online but dormant. The Prometheus carried weapons unlike anything seen in the galaxy. While other species relied on energy beams and plasma weapons, humanity had developed quantum-state weapons that could alter the very fabric of space-time. They were defensive in nature but could, if necessary, disable any known ship without destroying it. Commander Chen, begin pre-launch sequence, Anderson ordered. It's time to show our visitors what humanity has really been up to. In orbit around Europa, the alien observation post monitored what they thought was normal activity around Earth's moon. Their quantum sensors, considered the height of galactic technology, completely missed the massive vessel preparing to emerge from its hidden bay. Dr. Torres monitored the quantum field readings from her station. Field cloak is holding. As far as they can tell, we're just another piece of the moon's mass. Anderson nodded, a slight smile playing at his lips. ARIA, begin emergence sequence. Let's introduce ourselves properly. The Prometheus's quantum drive hummed to life, its crystalline network glowing with increasing intensity. The ship's hybrid design allowed it to do something no other vessel could, exist in a state of quantum uncertainty, essentially becoming undetectable to conventional sensors. As the massive doors of the lunar facility opened, the Prometheus rose silently into space. Its hull, a seamless blend of advanced materials and quantum technology, seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. The ship was a shadow among shadows, a ghost in the void. All stations report ready, Chen announced, his hands dancing over the neural interface controls. We can reach the Europa observation post in less than 10 minutes using the quantum drive. Anderson took a deep breath, feeling the weight of history on his shoulders. The Prometheus wasn't just a ship, it was humanity's declaration of independence from any alien power that might try to control or contain them. Take us out, Commander Chen, he ordered. Let's show the galaxy what happens when you underestimate humanity. As the Prometheus accelerated toward Jupiter, its quantum drive creating a bubble of altered spacetime around the ship, the alien observers remained unaware. They would soon learn that while they had been watching humanity, humanity had been preparing for something far greater than simple first contact. The age of human technological advancement was about to be revealed, and the galaxy would never be the same. The breaking point. The Europa observation post erupted into chaos as their sensors finally detected the Prometheus. The massive human vessel seemed to materialize from nowhere, its quantum crystalline hull pulsing with barely contained energy. Within moments, 5 more ships emerged from hyperspace, vessels belonging to the Kraxan containment fleet, summoned by the observation post's panic signal. Captain Anderson watched the alien vessels take up attack formations. The Kraxan ships were impressive by galactic standards, sleek, energy-based designs that could outmaneuver anything their observers believed humanity possessed. But the Prometheus was something else entirely. Their charging weapons, Lieutenant Commander Chen reported, his neural link with the tactical systems providing instant analysis. 5 Kraxan heavy cruisers, Dominion class. Their energy signatures suggest they're equipped with standard plasma cannons and quantum disruption fields. How quaint, Dr. Torres commented from her science station, monitoring the quantum field fluctuations. They still think disruption fields work on a single quantum state. The main view screen flickered as a transmission came through. A Kraxan commander appeared, tall, reptilian, with iridescent scales and cybernetic enhancements visible along their skull. Unauthorized vessel, you have entered restricted space. Power down your systems immediately or face immediate neutralization. Anderson sat calmly in his command chair, a slight smile playing at his lips. This is Captain Kai Anderson of the RSS Prometheus. We're well aware this is restricted space. You've been using it to spy on Earth for decades. That ends today. HFY, he continued, addressing the ship's quantum AI. Tactical analysis. The AI's response emanated through the bridge's quantum field. Kraxan vessels possess significant conventional firepower, but rely on predictable quantum states for their defensive systems. Their technology is approximately 60 years behind our current capabilities. They pose no significant threat to Prometheus. The Kraxan commander's expression shifted from authoritative to uncertain as their sensors finally completed a full scan of the Prometheus. Impossible, they whispered, the translation coming through clearly. Your quantum signature. What are you? Something you never expected, Anderson replied. Humanity has surpassed your containment technology. We suggest you withdraw and inform your superiors that Earth is no longer accepting unauthorized observation. Instead of withdrawing, the Kraxan ships moved to surround the Prometheus. You leave us no choice, their commander declared. Containment protocols are absolute. Open fire. The space around Europa lit up as 5 Kraxan cruisers unleashed their full weapon arrays. Streams of plasma and quantum disruption beams converged on the Prometheus from all directions. For a moment, the human vessel was completely engulfed in the energy barrage. Dr. Maya Patil monitored the engineering readings with satisfaction. Hull quantum field holding steady. They haven't even touched our outer defenses. Should I show them why? Anderson nodded. Give them a demonstration, Doctor. Minimal force. Maya's hands danced across her neural interface. The crystalline lattice throughout the Prometheus's hull began to pulse with a new pattern. Instead of absorbing or deflecting the Kraxan weapons, the ship began to redirect their energy, channeling it through its quantum network. Quantum state inversion in 3, 2, 1. Torres counted down. The space around the Prometheus suddenly twisted as the ship's quantum field expanded. The Kraxan vessel's weapons fire seemed to fold back on itself, caught in loops of distorted spacetime. Their quantum disruption fields, designed to destabilize enemy ships, encountered something they were never meant to process, a ship that existed in multiple quantum states simultaneously. Their weapons are useless, Chen reported. Their targeting systems can't lock onto our quantum signature. We're essentially a ghost to their conventional technology. The Kraxan commander's face showed naked fear now. What are you? This technology. It shouldn't be possible. That's humanity's specialty, Anderson replied. Doing the impossible. HFY. Execute Containment Protocol Alpha. The Prometheus's quantum field pulsed once, and all 5 Kraxan ships suddenly found themselves frozen in space, their engines and weapons disabled by precisely calculated quantum state changes that affected only their vital systems. How? The Kraxan commander began. We've selectively altered the quantum states of your critical systems, Torres explained, professional pride evident in her voice. Don't worry. The effect is temporary. Consider this a demonstration of why containment policies against humanity are no longer viable. In Station Omega back on Earth, Admiral Martinez watched the engagement through quantum-entangled feeds. Perfect, she murmured. Send the signal. Across the solar system, hidden facilities activated. Dozens of smaller vessels, each equipped with variations of the Prometheus's technology, emerged from their concealment. Some rose from beneath Earth's oceans, others appeared from within asteroids or from behind planetary magnetic fields. The Kraxan commander watched in horror as their sensors detected the emerging fleet. You've been building all this. While we watched, we learned long ago to hide our true capabilities, Anderson explained. Your observation taught us that the galaxy might not be ready for humanity's approach to technology. So we prepared in secret, developing what we needed to ensure our independence. The quantum feeds were broadcasting the entire encounter across galactic communication channels. Every species that had participated in Earth's containment was watching as their carefully maintained narrative of human technological inferiority crumbled. Your superiors have 2 options, Anderson continued. They can accept humanity as equals and open diplomatic relations, or they can learn exactly how many more surprises we've developed during our isolation. The choice is theirs. As the Prometheus held position among the disabled Kraxan ships, its quantum crystal hull pulsing with untapped power, the message was clear. Humanity wouldn't be contained, controlled, or underestimated any longer. The galaxy would have to adapt to their presence, ready or not. The age of humanity's containment was over. The real question was, what would the galaxy do about it? Diplomatic shock. The Grand Assembly Hall of the Galactic Concordat hadn't seen such chaos in over 3 centuries. Representatives from 200 spacefaring civilizations argued, threatened, and demanded explanations as quantum feed recordings of the Prometheus encounter played on endless loop throughout the massive chamber. High Chancellor Vexna, their crystalline form shimmering with stress patterns, attempted to maintain order. The Security Council will address the human situation. The human situation. The interruption came from Ambassador Lysithea of the Arcturian Alliance, her bioluminescent patterns flashing with barely contained anger. We've just witnessed a supposedly primitive species completely neutralize 5 Kraxan warships using technology that shouldn't exist for another century at least. This isn't a situation, it's a catastrophe. In a secure chamber adjacent to the main hall, the Concordat Security Council was already in emergency session. The quantum feeds showed the Prometheus maintaining position near Europa, while the rest of the revealed human fleet had taken up defensive formations throughout their solar system. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now serving as humanity's first ambassador to the Concordat, sat calmly at the council table. The other representatives watched her with a mixture of fear, respect, and barely concealed curiosity. Perhaps, she began, her voice steady, we should discuss why the Concordat felt it necessary to contain a species that had shown no aggressive intentions. Standard protocol, began Coordinator Zix of the Containment Division, was based on fear, Elena interrupted. Fear of what humanity might become, and in attempting to prevent that future, you created exactly what you feared. A humanity that developed in isolation. Trust replaced by vigilance, openness replaced by secrecy. The quantum feeds suddenly shifted, showing new data. Ambassador Rodriguez nodded to her neural tablet, and holographic displays materialized around the council table. They showed the true extent of human advancement, quantum engineering that surpassed current galactic standards, gravity manipulation technology that worked on principles thought theoretical, and energy management systems that defied conventional physics. But here's what you didn't expect, Elena continued. We're not interested in revenge or domination. Humanity wants partnership, not subjugation. We hid our advances not out of aggression, but out of prudence. In orbit around Europa, the Prometheus continued its silent vigil. Captain Anderson received regular updates from Earth as the diplomatic situation developed. The disabled Kraxon ships had been towed to a safe distance by smaller human vessels, their crews provided with all necessary support while maintaining security. Captain Aria's quantum-generated voice announced, "I'm detecting unusual activity in the Concordat's quantum communication networks. Multiple species are accessing our technological database simultaneously." Anderson smiled. "As expected. Dr. Torres, how are our guests processing the information?" Dr. Sophia Torres checked her readings. "The quantum packets we released are being downloaded and analyzed across thousands of research institutions. Based on communication patterns, I'd estimate at least 40 species have already recognized how our advances could benefit their own development." Back in the Security Council chamber, the mood had shifted from hostile to contemplative as Elena continued her presentation. Humanity's isolation taught us something valuable: the importance of perspective. We've developed technology that doesn't just advance our capabilities, but could help solve problems across the galaxy. She gestured to a new holographic display, showing the Prometheus's quantum crystal matrix. "Our quantum engineering could revolutionize space travel, make terraforming more efficient, even help species whose worlds are facing environmental collapse. We're offering partnership, not submission." The Security Council members exchanged glances. Coordinator Zix's voice held a note of wonder. "You could have used this technology for military dominance. Why reveal it this way?" Lena's response was immediate. "Because isolation serves no one. The galaxy faces challenges that require cooperation, not competition. Humanity's advancement shouldn't be seen as a threat, but as an opportunity for all species to grow." In the main assembly hall, the chaos had subsided into intense discussion as more details of human technology became available. Species that had been bitter rivals found themselves cooperating to understand the implications of quantum state manipulation at a macroscopic level. Others began drafting proposals for joint research initiatives. The Arcturian ambassador, her initial anger replaced by fascination, addressed her colleagues. "Perhaps we should consider that our fear of human potential was our greatest mistake. They've achieved what our greatest scientists thought impossible, and they're offering to share it." Dr. Maya Patel's voice came through Anderson's neural link. "Captain, you should see this. The quantum feeds are showing spontaneous cooperation breaking out across multiple sectors. Species that haven't worked together in centuries are establishing research committees." Anderson watched the feeds with satisfaction. Sometimes the best way to unite people is to give them a puzzle to solve together. Humanity just gave them the biggest puzzle they've seen in generations. Ambassador Rodriguez stood before the Security Council, her final words carrying weight beyond the chamber. "The age of containment is over. The age of cooperation begins now. Humanity extends its hand in friendship, not as supplicants, but as equals. The only question is, are you ready to take it?" The quantum feeds captured the historic moment as, one by one, the Security Council members signaled their agreement. The containment protocol was officially terminated, replaced by a new directive, the Galactic Cooperation Initiative. As the news spread across human space, celebrations erupted in cities worldwide. But in lunar labs, underwater bases, and orbital stations, humanity's scientists and engineers continued their work. They knew that revealing their advances was just the beginning. The real challenge and opportunity lay in helping to guide the galaxy toward a future where fear of advancement was replaced by excitement for discovery. The human spirit of innovation, once contained, would now help reshape the stars themselves. New Dawn. 1 year after humanity's dramatic revelation to the galactic community, the Sol system had transformed. Where once Earth's orbit held only primitive satellites and debris, now it hosted a thriving intersection of species and cultures. The massive Concordat Embassy Station hung in geosynchronous orbit, its quantum crystal architecture a blend of human innovation and galactic engineering. Captain Kai Anderson stood at the observation deck of the Prometheus, watching shuttles from dozens of species dart between Earth and the station. The ship had just returned from its latest diplomatic mission, helping to establish quantum communication networks across formerly isolated sectors of space. "Quite a change from last year," Dr. Torres remarked, joining him at the window. "Remember when we had to hide everything we built?" Anderson nodded, recalling the tense days before humanity's emergence. Display current statistics for the Cooperation Initiative. The quantum AS response materialized in their neural links. Over the past year, 300 joint research projects have been established between humanity and various galactic species. The sharing of quantum engineering principles had already led to breakthroughs in environmental restoration, medical science, and space travel. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Station Omega had evolved from a secret military installation into the galaxy's premier research facility. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now serving as Earth's Secretary of Galactic Affairs, walked through its expanded halls with High Chancellor Vexna. "Your species continues to surprise us," Vexna admitted, their crystalline form reflecting the quantum lighting. "The way you approach problems, it's unprecedented. You don't just solve issues, you transform them into opportunities." Elena smiled, remembering the fear in the Chancellor's voice during their first meeting. "That's the human way. We've learned that the greatest barriers often hide the greatest possibilities." They stopped at a massive window overlooking the laboratory where Dr. Maya Patel worked with a team of mixed species. The quantum crystal technology that had powered the Prometheus had evolved into something new, a fusion of approaches from across the galaxy. "The quantum restoration project is exceeding expectations," Maya reported through the comm system. "We've successfully reversed environmental damage on 3 worlds using the modified crystal matrix. The Kraxan homeworld's atmosphere should be clean within 5 years." The Kraxan, once among the strongest advocates for humanity's containment, had become one of their closest allies after humans offered to help repair their polluted world. It was a pattern that repeated across the galaxy. Former suspicion transformed into cooperation through shared challenges and solutions. In lunar orbit, the Prometheus's sister ship, RS Athena, prepared for its maiden voyage. Its crew represented something unprecedented, a true mixture of species working together. Commander David Chen had been selected to lead this new venture, with officers from 5 different civilizations serving alongside humans. Pre-launch checks complete. ARI's quantum consciousness reported, now linked to a galaxy-wide network of AI systems. The new hybrid drive is stable. Estimated travel time to the Andromeda Galaxy, 6 months. What had once seemed impossible, intergalactic travel within a human lifetime, was now reality. The combination of human ingenuity with galactic knowledge had opened doors no one species could have unlocked alone. Back on Earth, in the towering headquarters of the newly formed Galactic Scientific Coalition, Dr. Aisha Patel presented the latest breakthrough to an audience of the galaxy's leading minds. The quantum crystalline technology had evolved far beyond its original military applications. By combining human quantum state manipulation with Arcturian energy processing and Kraxan materials science, she explained, "We've created something entirely new. A way to reshape reality itself at the quantum level." The implications were staggering. Dying stars could be stabilized. Dead worlds could be revived. The very fabric of space-time could be carefully adjusted to heal the scars of ancient cosmic disasters. Admiral Martinez, now serving on the Concordat's Defense Council, watched the presentation through quantum feed. The irony wasn't lost on her. The very technology developed to protect humanity from alien threats was now being used to save alien worlds. "We were so afraid of being contained," she mused to her alien colleagues, "that we nearly contained ourselves. Opening up to the galaxy, despite the risks, was the best decision we ever made." The quantum feeds showed similar transformations happening across known space. Species that had been locked in centuries-old conflicts found new purpose in collaborative ventures. The human approach to problem-solving, creative, adaptable, and stubbornly optimistic, had catalyzed changes no one had thought possible. Captain Anderson received new orders through his neural link. The Prometheus would lead an expedition beyond known space, not to claim or conquer, but to explore and understand. His crew would include representatives from former enemy species, all united in the quest for knowledge. Quite a responsibility, Dr. Torres commented, leading the galaxy into unknown territory. Anderson smiled. That's what humans do best. We push boundaries, ask questions, and find ways to turn the impossible into reality. We just needed to help the galaxy remember how to do the same. As the Prometheus prepared for its new mission, quantum feeds carried images of its launch to every corner of known space. The ship that had once represented humanity's defiance of containment now symbolized something greater: the power of cooperation over fear, of innovation over restriction, of hope over suspicion. The age of isolation was over. The age of shared discovery had begun, and humanity, once hidden and contained, now helped guide the galaxy toward a future brighter than any species had imagined alone. In the end, the greatest discovery hadn't been the advanced technology or the quantum breakthroughs. It had been the realization that every species, human and alien alike, had something unique to contribute to the grand tapestry of galactic civilization. The stars themselves seemed brighter now, illuminating not just space, but the endless possibilities that lay ahead for all sentient beings who dared to reach for them together.